conversations that took place, revolved around the fact that we do want to be very careful about spending money to repair something when it might only cost $10,000 more to replace the whole entire thing. So the interesting thing was the Parks Board, this was after you left, suddenly realized in the middle of the meeting that they are not a board that has incoming revenue. And so, I mean, it was interesting to watch them. I felt really bad for them. But this is why, from the beginning, I started pushing grants. We have to find these grants. And so suddenly, that night, they realized, oh, this is why we need grants. So then they're kind of like, why are we even meeting? We have no money. This is, you know, what are we going to do?
What are we doing here?
Stare at each other every time we come here. It has become their top priority now to figure out a way to bring in money. And one idea, I just want to throw it out there and plant some seeds, was to begin looking at reallocation of the Dollar General Fund, because just for different reasons, but because this is something that is important to the city, and you can see by the citizens' response as well, yes, and the survey on top of that, that they want parks. And so we have to have some sort of income coming in for that. So we're going to work on the grant side of it and get what we can, but we did miss that window, and so it's a year into before qualifying for the Texas Wildlife Park grant. But there are other grants out there, and I really love our new Parks Board. A lot of positive energy, a lot of just zeal and eagerness to get something done, and a lot of knowledge. And so, well, and the president right there, and or chairman. And
Is our neighbor performing well?
yes,
Yeah.
she wasn't there last night, and I missed it. We've been missing each other, but so anyway, so.
But could you clarify the reallocation of the dollar? Are you saying
Yes,
they want it
so
split up?
possibly to add the parks in that dollar
Is
donation.
it not already in it?
It's already in it.
Yeah.
Possibly to add more into what goes into the parks. If this is going to be a priority, we feel the city has to make it a priority. So we need to, that is one way to have constant revenue coming in. And so look at where that money is allocated and possibly reallocating more of that portion to the parks board.
Currently it's a third,
Fourth.
fourth.
I do think that the parks are kind of like what I've said with the animal shelter. There's some people that would donate to that wouldn't donate to anything else, and especially I think if we're going after the ADA as part of there should be some grants for that as well as
Yes,
we
and I
desire
forgot that
people-
part. They also wanted us as a council to explore what he just said, possibly giving people a choice as to where their dollar donation goes. So they can choose if it goes to the community center, the parks board, the animal shelter, or whatever.
You
Now-
mean each individual decide where
So
their dollar goes?
on mine, I check what I want it to go to, and on some, because they do feel like that might bring in more to the parks, and some that have denied their dollar donation might, do it based on that.
Who does it get split with right now? Who's the fourth one, Martha?
Well, it's the animal shelter, the community center, park, and the fire department.
And that, so,
I thought the fire
That
Just
is
got the fire department
How
out
did
of
the fire
that.
department, wait,
standing over there looking.
hold on a minute, they did.
I thought they got dropped when they went the
No.
whole time.
They never did.
Well, I thought the police department got it, because I thought they were
They
using.
Yeah, they
get
get
crime
crime.
district, so,
Oh, okay, that's what.
they
I
get
thought
crime
that-
district,
What?
they get the
I didn't know
portion
that.
of the dollar donation.
So that was everybody's assumption that they didn't realize the fire department still got it since it was no longer a volunteer fire
Right.
department.
Yeah.
And so,
I didn't either. I thought that went
so
away
that
when
is
we went full-time.
possibly, sorry, but that's possibly one thing
I
to look
didn't know.
into, is just reallocating the fire department parts. Because the dog shelter, or the animal
Animal
shelter, sorry,
shelter.
and the
Since
and the
it is a-
park are the two I don't know if you call them entities, if that's the right word, they're the two things on that list that have no way of bringing in more revenue. The community center does, the fire department does not, but they're kind of a different entity. But, and so that was some of the, logic as well. If we look at what has the ability to bring in their own money versus what does not, then possibly the priority needs to be getting the money to those that have no way of bringing in revenue. And the parks do not, you know.
I might disagree with that slightly, that,
With what?
that they don't have the ability.
And no, they have the ability to do fundraisers and things like that, but they don't.
Because you could do like a, sponsorship program, Friends of the Park, you know, I mean, they're.
Advertising on the,
There's some
on
ideas.
the outfield fences is something I've never understood.
Right, I'm not disputing your
Yeah,
overall
yeah.
point, but I think there are some,
Yeah.
You're
think
right,
outside
yeah.
the box. some
Possible
particular-
lawyer, is there a legal
Get the people to
issue
think
with this?
outside the box.
What's it saying?
With
With letting
funds.
He probably doesn't know how that was originally done. It
It's
was
not
done
on
by
the
me.
agenda for tonight,
Yeah,
just
okay.
bringing it up as
Okay.
this is an
Well, I'll
update
have to
from the
get with
parks
him
board.
on it.
Because what she's saying is you choose, kind of like your driver's license, if you want to be an organ
Oh,
donor,
are there
you would be
limits to that?
choosing, okay, I want my dollar fund to
He
go
wasn't
here.
in here during all that, were you?
No.
No, yeah, he missed the whole thing. This is just, this is just an update as the liaison to the parks board. So there's nothing that we can vote on tonight, it's not on the agenda or anything like that. Just want y'all to be aware of kind of some directions that we're headed. And I agree with you, and I think this board is very committed into thinking out of the box and finding ways like that.
All right, I'm gonna try to move on to number 14, consider approval of ordinance number 1387-2023, amending the fiscal year 2024 general fund budget that was adopted on August 29, 2023, due to adopting a reduced total tax rate of 0.660210 per $100 on September 5th, 2023.
Yeah, it's all that we've done is the $76,000 in less revenue has been removed, and so you have a budget that's in the red by $50,000. So when you amend the budget tonight is because of the reduced tax rate.
And doing this makes us not be in the black 2 extra years from what you were
I give you a 5-year plan,
Yeah.
with the
But there's
reduced tax
so
rate.
many other facets to look at. $50,000 can come from the community center. If they bring in half of what they do, we talked about setting goals. There are other facets that we discussed about, the money is there, and I know we can't account for it this way, but $50,000 is not a bad place to be, in my opinion.
We decreased revenues by 76,000.
We did. We did, and so I disagree with the fact that we will be in the red $50,000 for 2 additional years. I know his 5-year plan shows that because it's based on
That's
exact
because
numbers.
of, MedStar may come in with a subsidy of $50,000 next year. We're trying, Chief's doing everything we can, but it's looking like that's gonna happen. That's why it's
Okay.
For a later day.
Okay, so,
So we're needing to vote again?
Yeah, you
thought
need
we'd already
to-
done that.
This amends the budget that, you adopted on, August the 29th.
All right, I'm looking for a motion
I
now.
make a motion, we approve ordinance 1387, 2023.
I second.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 15, consider approval of resolution number 1109-2023, authorizing Economic Development Corporation expenditures from the 23-24 fiscal year budget as qualified for projects more than $10,000 and providing an effective date. Second reading.
You're required to have 2 readings by statute, so this is the second reading. The same exact thing as I presented last time, and there's been no changes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 1109-2023.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?